Welcome to DFS Insights. I am David Geislinger, and I'm joined by my cousin, David Grant Jr. The teams up on the block are the Green Bay Packers at the Dallas Cowboys.
This is where each of us will be giving you our three key players to focus on while creating each of your lineups. Sometimes we might have the same favorite plays, and sometimes we're not going to. Either way, David and I are going to give you a quick breakdown of what we like about our three main plays. So stay tuned until the end, and we're going to give away 2 free lineups. And with that, man, hey, your team's in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, no,
Green Bay
yeah,
made
well,
it.
hey, who would have thought, right? And we weren't really even potentially considering this, a few weeks ago, and then all of a sudden, here we are. So, yeah,
Yes, sir.
let's get into this, breaking this game down. Which, and all credit to Green Bay, they're not the worst favored team this weekend. The Steelers are at a plus 10 there. So yeah, we are at a plus 7. Dallas is favored by 7 points. We are going into the AT&T Stadium over
World.
there. So yeah, it's good. I think it's going to be pretty rough. I think it's going to kind of be a shootout between these two teams. Jordan Love's been looking pretty good. Dak Prescott obviously looks great at home. They've literally scored in their home games 30-plus points basically each game. So that's kind of what we can expect from Dallas. So if Jordan Love at least comes in and play like he has been playing, I think Dallas's defense is not as strong as it was originally ranked in the beginning. So I think we could put up decent points there. Just kind of a little fun history lesson. This is basically, I think, going to be the 9th game between them. What is it? The 9th playoff game. No, 9th game total, I guess, playing them. And Cowboys, what is it? The series tied 4-4 right now. Green Bay's, we have 4 postseason wins over Dallas, which is basically tied the second most behind 49ers and the Rams. Basically, our matchups, both matchups we just most recently won, and I would say the Aaron Rodgers era have been both won by only 3 points and then 5 points, so very close matchup. One was basically a game-winning field goal, so that was pretty close. This isn't going to be like the other 2 games that we covered. It's not going to be the Ice Bowl. Again, negative 43 degrees was, I guess, the first. The Ice Bowl, the first playoff game between Green Bay and Dallas was negative 43. So, now we have domes to kind of help solve that issue. So we won't have to really worry about weather here. Green Bay did eliminate Dallas 2014, 2017. And I'll just end my thing with if Dez Bryant did not catch that ball. So Cowboys fans, it's been about 9 years, so we can get over it. But with that, I'll let you continue breaking it down. But I think it's going to be a shootout. I think both defenses have holes, and I think they'll be exploited this matchup.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great game to watch. I'll be counting on the shootout as well. The scariest thing is the fact that the game is in Dallas. I think Green Bay would have a lot bigger chance of winning if this game was in Green Bay. Just the way Dallas has performed at home this year, it's almost like they're 2 different teams between what they do at home and what they do on the road, and it's the biggest thing is, can Green Bay get a couple of stops or force a turnover or 2, because I have some confidence that the Cowboys defense could do that, but I don't know what Green Bay defense is going to show up would be my worry. I think Jordan Love is going to be able to put up some points, and they're going in, kind of happy. Hey, we're here, we're young, and it's kind of a winning season already for you guys at
Oh
this
yeah,
point.
yeah.
So, all the pressure is on Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, and it's Dak hasn't been paid yet, uh, and just there's just a lot of pressure here for them. So uh, it's gonna make for some good football, and yeah, I see this being a pretty high scoring game myself, and hopefully Green Bay can get some stops. I hate the Cowboys. I can care. I'll be rooting for Green Bay. Um, and my team's resting, right now. We're just chilling because we're number one in the
Yeah.
NFC. But
Hey, 3 weeks
uh,
off. I'm just saying. Um,
I know, yeah.
but yeah, with that, let's find out. Who we think is going to score all those points. The over under sitting at about 50.5. So, Vegas thinks this is going to be a decent shootout. So moving over here, who are your three key players to in this matchup here?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off. This will be in order. CD Lamb. I know he is the most expensive guy here. I mean, I believe 500 more than Dak, but I think if they're gonna like really show up and show out and win, I think he's gonna be able to put up more raw fantasy points than Dak is. And I mean, if you look over the last, couple games here, and really almost all season, I mean, 13 targets, 17 targets, 10 targets, 10 targets, 10 targets, 17 targets. I mean, 116 yards, 118 yards, 227 yards. I mean, this dude's just been catching everything and doing everything. So, um, it, the he's going to be the reason why, if this game gets like dominated, if Green Bay ends up losing by 14, 17 points, it's going to be because CD ran it up on you guys, is what I think. So that's going to be my number one play. um, Number two, uh, I'm going to go ahead, well, I'm going to go ahead and say Jordan Love. uh, Jordan Love has looked great here at this back half of the season. Completely different player than he was at the beginning of the season. Um, it's just crazy how people, this is his first year starting, and for all the hate that he was getting, like, oh, is he the guy? Is he really going to be able to do what we thought? And it's like, dude, give this guy a chance. It's his first year starting, and then what happened? I mean, he showed up here at the second half of the season, and you guys are in the playoffs. So I mean, Green Bay's in. So um, I think he's going to be cool, calm, and collected. I think he's going to be hyped to be in the game. Um, he is a little turnover prone. I mean, definitely not so much lately. I mean, shoot, he hasn't thrown an interception in 4 games. He's fumbled it twice, but I mean, he is good with his legs. But I mean, averaging like 35 passing attempts, basically, that's really good, man. One interception in the last 5 games, so he's really been taking care of the ball. Um, uh, so if you guys have, any chance of winning, it's gonna come through Jordan Love, that's for sure, and Green Bay taking care of the ball. And then my third play, I was kind of stuck between the Cowboys defense or Jaden Reed. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and just say Jaden Reed because he's been one of my favorite plays and favorite guys to watch all year. He seems to make all the big plays for you guys. He can do a little bit of everything. Um, it's he catches the ball. He gets a lot of yards after the catch. He gets the red zone targets. He's in the trick plays. He just does a little bit of it all. So he's going to be what keeps Dallas on their toes. And, if Green Bay can take care of the ball, I would love to see an upset here in this game. Um, So those are going to be my three. A 3C or however you want 3B would be the Cowboys defense, because it's like if their defense needs to show up, if Dak and company don't show up on offense, their defense, like Micah Parsons, needs to show up, because he's had a podcast all year while trying to play play in the National Football League and run a podcast at the same time. It's going to look real bad if they exit here in the first round. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on that? And what are your three plays looking like?
Yeah, no, I agree. I like Jaden Reed. Yeah, he's a rookie. So it's crazy to see what he's broken, all kinds of rookie records and things like that. And I think definitely him being utilized in the running game does put the defense, back on their toes. And with basically AJ Dillon, he's doubtful, but he's not going to play. So I bet you he'll be getting a few more of those opportunities, since it'll be Aaron Jones, and then finally the guy who I like over Dillon, Patrick Taylor, is going to get his shot. But I see Reed being utilized in the run game, maybe a few opportunities there. Jordan Love, I agree. He's been doing great. 18 touchdowns, 1 interception, excuse me. He does have like 6 fumbles in that time span too, which you hear on 18 and 1, but you got to take into consideration he did lose 6 fumbles or so, 6 or 7. So not it's still good. It's still great. And CeeDee Lamb is
did he get first team? Right?
Yeah, but I mean, to me, CeeDee Lamb, like if he beats the Green Bay, then they deserve to lose. Like I would go in there like okay, let's let Cooks beat us or Tolbert beat us or But if Lamb beats you, then you didn't scheme right. In my opinion, I'm no defensive coordinator, but neither is Joe Barry. So with that, we'll move over to my picks, and I'll start it off. I'm gonna go back to the well here with Jordan Love. He's sitting at 32 touchdowns. I know it says 36 here, but 32 of them are passing, 4 of them are rushing. That's the second most right now in the NFL, only to be outdone by Dak Prescott at 36 passing touchdowns. So. It's number 1 versus number 2 passing touchdown wise. So it should, like I said, be a shootout, and it's really going to depend. Is it going to be the Jordan Love of the end of the season, or is it going to be the Jordan Love of the beginning of the season? So I'm hoping, obviously, for the earlier one with the latter Jordan Love, but we'll see. On that, I do have high hopes for him there. Then my next pick, moving down here, I'm going to go with Aaron Jones. It seems like he is healthy, and he is getting a healthy amount of attempts, and he's I guess against Minnesota he wasn't utilized too much in the receiving game, but he is a pass catcher. As you can see against Chicago, he had 5, and he does have 4 or 6 throughout the season. But when he's healthy, and obviously he has the most experience going against Dallas, where he's actually played against them 3 times, about 370 rushing yards against them, so a little over 100 rushing yards against them with 6 touchdowns. So, excuse me. So I think he's definitely a viable play, and they need to get him going. They need to establish that run game against Dallas, and then that would obviously free up their receivers. So, and on that note, I'm going to move down to my third pick, which is I'm going to take a cheap way out, and that's simply because I just don't know Christian Watson. We were speaking a little bit earlier, and I'm saying if he needs, for me, I want him to be 100% if he plays. If he's 90%, I don't want him to play. Green Bay receivers have been doing extremely well with whatever rotation they have been doing. And obviously Christian Watson is a great player, but he might disrupt that, because obviously if he's on the field, it'll be him, Dobbs, and Reed. And I'm going to focus here on my third pick. I'm going to do Dontavian Wicks / Bo Melton. And that's simply due to the fact that if Christian Watson plays, I'm obviously going to go with Wicks just because he's higher up on the pecking order than Bo Melton is, and he'll see the field more than him. However, if Christian Watson doesn't play, that bumps everybody up a little bit, and Bo Melton will, I believe, see the field a little bit more. And I think he came in just out of nowhere, and he's right now the only Packer receiver with a 100-plus yard game. Those two, one Wicks priced at $9K and Melton priced at $7K. So, like I said, I'm going to put them into lineups, and that's based on the news from Christian Watson there. So, yeah, that's what I got for my players here. Yeah.
Nice, I like that. That's interesting. Neither one of us have Dak in our top 3, so that's kind of funny because it's don't get me wrong, I'll be having him in some of the lineups, obviously, but it's
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm going to have Dak in the lineups. I mean, as we move on to our lineups page, you can clearly see that I'll have Dak in my lineup. But at the same time, I know a lot more information against Green Bay, and I am setting, to be honest, I am setting my personal preference of a Green Bay fan aside for this DFS, and I'm picking the 3 key players because, in all honesty, I think Green Bay it's going to be tough to beat Dallas. So I'm assuming that a lot of people are also going to assume that as well. So Green Bay is going to be the underdog. So if you are to win in the DFS, my perspective is I'm going to go with the Green Bay heavy kind of lineup. So if they do win, I'll be going against a whole heck of a lot less people than 60K. I'll be going against 4,000 people maybe. So that's why I focus mainly on those Green Bay players, simply because the underdog.
Or even in a close game. Yeah. If it's a close game, I mean, it could easily be 3 Green Bay players and 2 Dallas, with Dallas still winning.
Correct.
I've seen, crazier things happen.
And with that, let's move over to who do you think? This maybe should have jumped, maybe got ahead of myself there, but our predictions as we usually do. Who do you got as MVP? Who do you got winning this game and the overall score?
Yeah, for MVP, I'm gonna go ahead and go CeeDee Lamb. It's kind of hard to make this statement and pick a receiver, but I don't have a whole lot of faith in Dak Prescott, and I think if he just gets the ball in the vicinity of CeeDee Lamb, that he can catch it and then do big things after the catch. As you know, the Green Bay's defense has been a little suspect with against the pass. And Dallas supposedly has had a great defense. It's kind of been hit or miss as well. So CeeDee Lamb is going to be my MVP, and my value pick, is going to be. I'm not. I think. To be honest, man, I see that the game's close. I'm going to go with Aubrey, Dallas's kicker. He's a beast. He's been putting up a lot of points, and with them being in a dome, this ain't like the other games where it's cold, and this game could come down to a field goal, and they're gonna, they could be kicking more field goals just to make sure they're getting points up on the board. So I'm going to go ahead and say that, and I have Dallas winning this game. Even though they're at home, I hope they don't cover the spread. I don't think they will. I got Dallas winning probably by like 6, about 6 points, by 2 field goals. And I see this being a lot closer of a game than I think most other people have it. So that's kind of my thoughts. Who's your MVP, and what are your predictions for the game?
Yeah, MVP. I think I got. I got Dak Prescott. I think going to be it. I think if they are to win, he's going to need to be there. And with Dallas, they have quite a bit of options to throw to. So, in this case, I'm hoping he spreads it out and not just focus. Like I mentioned earlier, if CeeDee Lamb is the reason that Green Bay loses, then they didn't plan this game right. Like CeeDee Lamb,
Yeah.
I can see him getting his 100 yards and a touchdown, so he'll do good. But if he has 3 touchdowns and 400 yards or whatever, like, come on,
Yeah.
he's a great player. Like,
Yeah. Make
cover him.
someone else beat you.
Yeah,
Basically,
cover.
yeah. Make the other guys
Exactly. So,
beat you. Sure.
yeah, I see Dak Prescott being up there. Obviously, I would like Jordan Love. I think it's going to be pretty close between them if the shootout goes as I expect. So, but I do have Dak Prescott with the overall raw fantasy points there. My value pick, I'm going to go ahead and jump off probably a cliff here and go with Patrick Taylor, the running back from Green Bay. I think he's better than Dylan. Hopefully now he has a shot, and I actually hope they actually use him and not just bring him in for that one ridiculous play that he's only going to get a yard in or something like that while Aaron Jones catches a quick breather or something. Like, I want him to actually show what he can do, and then so that way he has a decent opportunity. And at 6K, all it takes is just a touchdown really to make that value. Game prediction here, I'm going to go with Dallas, unfortunately winning, but I have it at about 31-27, so I think it's going to be a close game. There,
Yeah.
definitely on the over side. Yeah, but that's how we see it. And now probably what you all been waiting for here is our lineups for this matchup. Yeah, please feel free to leave your comments in the comment section below. Make sure also, if you did forget, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell so you don't miss these. We do have the AFC matchups, the Kansas City, Miami, and also the Pittsburgh, Buffalo floating around here. So make sure you get those videos before lock, so that way you can get a free lineup for those games. And with that, good luck. And I hope, we'll see you up on the leaderboards. And David, leave you to
Yes, sir,
set it
yeah.
off.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Good luck to everyone out there. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Hope we all make some big money. And let's go Green Bay. I'd love for the Niners to, to have a nice little cakewalk to the Super Bowl. I mean, we've already blown out Dallas, so at least we could, see what it would be like against Green Bay. But I'll be rooting for Green Bay, and yeah, man, that's what's up. And yeah, make sure everyone likes, subscribe, and check out the other videos, and let's get that money.